A somber Harvey Weinstein arrived at Manhattan Criminal Court on Monday almost a full hour before he was set to be arraigned on 3 additional charges of rape and sexual assault. The disgraced movie executive, 66, looked gaunt and haggard as he entered the court building in a black suit while accompanied by a bodyguard just after 8:30 a.m., a movie that helped him avoid the media. Weinstein was not joined by his lawyer however as he headed in to face the judge and learn if these new charges might change the bail agreement he had previously been granted by the court, which allowed him to remain under house arrest. He will be indicted on 2 counts of predatory sexual assault and an additional count of criminal sexual act in the first degree. Each count of predatory sexual assault carries a minimum sentence of 10 years in prison and a maximum of life behind bars. Weinstein's attorney, Ben Branfman, did later arrive in court approximately 20 minutes after his client, entering the building solo. Also stopping by to observe the proceedings was Gloria Allred, who has represented a number of Weinstein's accusers. It is unclear if the name of this third woman will be revealed in court on Monday, or if she will petition the court for a protective order to keep her identity a secret during the proceedings. Weinstein was certainly in a far less jovial mood than back in May, when he was seen smiling and laughing as he turned himself in to be booked and charged on the initial 3 counts in the case. He did bring along a book though, just as he did during his first appearance in court 2 months ago. This time around he selected the William Wyler biography A Talent for Trouble. Wyler was widely credited with launching the careers of Hollywood stars such as Audrey Hepburn, Bette Davis and Barbra Streisand. That is no doubt a legacy Weinstein had been hoping to maintain prior to allegations that he had sexually assaulted and harassed more than 100 women over the past 4 decades. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office announced last Monday that Weinstein had been charged with 3 additional felonies ahead of his upcoming criminal trial. Weinstein, 66, is facing new charges of criminal sexual act in the first degree for a forcible sexual act against a woman in 2006 as well as 2 counts of predatory sexual assault. Weinstein has been charged with predatory sexual assault for allegedly committing the crimes of rape, criminal sexual act and aggravated sexual abuse in the first degree on 2 occasions in New York. A Manhattan grand jury has now indicted Harvey Weinstein on some of the most serious sexual offenses that exist under New York's penal law, said Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance. This indictment is the result of the extraordinary courage exhibited by the survivors who have come forward. Our investigation continues. If you are a survivor of the predatory abuse with which Mr. Weinstein is charged, there is still time to pursue justice. Please call us at 212-335-9373. These new charges will be added to the 3 charges the disgraced executive was already facing: rape in the first and third degree and criminal sexual act in the first degree. Weinstein, who has been accused of sexual assault by over 20 women, was arraigned on those initial 3 charges back in June. He entered a plea of not guilty. Vance also filed a superseding indictment on Monday, which provided some details of the events which led to these new charges. The first predatory sexual assault charges stem from an alleged assault and rape which occurred on July 10, 2006 in New York. It was also on July 10, 2006 that Weinstein allegedly committed an offense for which he has not been charged with criminal sexual act in the first degree. The second predatory sexual assault charge is related to the incident on March 18, 2013 for which Weinstein has also been charged with rape in the first and third degree. The 6th and final charge of criminal sexual act in the first degree is related to an alleged assault which occurred during the period from on or about June 1, 2004 to on or about September 1, 2004. Weinstein was indicted by a grand jury last month on those first 3 charges, one day after Weinstein's attorney Ben Branfman released a statement stating that his client would not be testifying and complaining that he had been unfairly denied access to critical information about this case that was needed to defend him before the grand jury. Branfman cited the fact that he and Weinstein did not know who the accusers were in this case as part of the issue, saying they only learned who the charges were linked to on the day of Weinstein's arrest back in May. This despite the fact that both women shared their stories with The New Yorker. Branfman told reporters after a court meeting in June that the woman who alleges she was raped by Weinstein multiple times during a 2013 incident in a Midtown hotel was having a decade-long affair with the producer. This is an extraordinary case in my judgment where the only rape victim that Mr. Weinstein is accused of raping is someone with whom he has had a 10-year consensual sexual relationship, both before and after the alleged incident, stated Branfman. He also called the woman's allegations absurd. Branfman also said he had concerns about his client being able to get a fair trial. The ability for people to keep an open mind is of concern to me, remarked Branfman. Demanding an indictment or prosecution is inappropriate pressure. It is unprecedented. It troubles me and I want to make those matters known to the court." He then noted, "I'm not certain that there's any remedy, but I wanted to make clear I was unhappy with those issues." Weinstein is currently in the New York area and being monitored with a tracking device after surrendering his passport on May 25. The predatory sexual assault charges is the only one that carries a maximum life sentence. Weinstein would be facing a minimum 5 years in prison and maximum of 25 if found guilty on the charges of criminal sexual act in the first degree or rape in the first degree. Rape in the third degree carries no minimum and a maximum of 4 years in prison. One of Weinstein's accusers, Lucia Evans, claimed that in 2004 she was forced to perform oral sex on him at the then Miramax offices in Tribeca. The second woman worked with Weinstein when she claims he forced himself on her at the DoubleTree Hilton in Manhattan. Evans confirmed the fact that she was one of the women who helped bring charges against Weinstein in an interview with The New Yorker, saying, "At a certain point, you have to think about the greater good of humanity, of womankind." The second woman has asked that her name not be revealed by the defense or media and petitioned for a protective order, which was granted by the court. This marks the culmination of an almost year-long investigation by NYPD and the Manhattan DA, who both released statements back in May after Weinstein was booked and charged in court. Today, at the NYPD's first precinct, Harvey Weinstein was arrested, processed and charged with rape, criminal sex act, sex abuse and sexual misconduct for incidents involving 2 separate women, said the NYPD in a statement. The NYPD thanks these brave survivors for their courage to come forward and seek justice. The arrest and ensuing charges are the result of a joint investigation between the NYPD and the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Additional information will be provided as it becomes available. Vance also released a statement that day, saying, "Today's charges reflect significant progress in this active, ongoing investigation. I thank the brave survivors who have come forward, and my office's prosecutors who have worked tirelessly on this investigation. I would also like to thank Commissioner James O'Neill and our dedicated partners at the NYPD.